Hi everyone, happy October, and thank you for stopping by to visit with me. I'm your host Deborah, and this video is coming to you from sunny Florida. It is October the 2nd, 2019, and for those of you who are newcomers, thank you for taking some time out of your busy day to visit with me. And for those who are coming back for a second or third time, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it. I've been tickled to see that I have some subscribers. It really makes your heart go pitter-patter when you see that people are actually watching you and they apparently like you because they subscribe to your channel. So that's nice. I always start off my videos with saying that I do not take notes. There are no show notes. I do not put links down below because I don't know how. I'm doing this on my tablet. It's just a El Cheapo tablet. I don't edit. I don't do show notes. I wing it. And I apologize if the quality is not always as good as it should be, but I'm doing this because I enjoy it. I don't want it to be a job. If it becomes a job, then I will quit doing it. And, you know, it's like my knitting. I knit because I enjoy it. And I have found that when I have been offered money for items in the past to knit for people, it took my joy away from the process of knitting. And I'm sure that video podcasting would be the same way. That's just the way I am, and I know not everyone's like that. Anything that I put in here is nothing but my personal opinions. I'm not endorsing anybody or any product. It's just the things that I use in my arsenal of knitting tools and weapons. They always say, do you carry, do you have any weapons on you? And I'm like, yeah, I got knitting needles. Never underestimate the power of a woman with knitting needles, okay? Knitting needles and circular knitting needles. You know, we could do some serious damage to somebody with them. But thankfully, we knit and it keeps us calm. So that we don't hurt people. So today, what's on your needles? And today is October the 2nd, 2019. We are getting closer to January 1st, 2020. And there is fall in the air. Believe it or not, Florida is cooling down a little bit. We've gone from 94 degrees a day to 90 degrees a day. We can feel the difference. Wrong. I can't feel the difference. I'm still sweating, okay? And I hate sweating. My podcast is called Yarn, Needles, and Life. I find it difficult to come up with names. People who can come up with names easily, they're amazing. They're just totally amazing. And I'm going to flip my camera, if I can, without screwing this up, and show you a picture of my bestest friend who is in the room with me right now. Let me try this, okay? Hang on, hopefully I won't mess this up. Let's see if I can get a flip side going. Nope, I can't. So I'm going to turn it around, and I hope I didn't make anybody sick. But that is my Chloe. And she is my fur baby. She is so smart, and if she could knit, she would. There's times that I can tell she's disgusted because I've got knitting needles in my hands again, and she's not getting the attention she thinks she needs. So, you know, she gives me a little bit of attitude. She also doesn't like it when I'm on my phone on Facebook and things. She gets a little snippy with me. It's amazing how animals can get these attitudes, and you know them so well. It's like they don't have to say anything, just the look or the way they sit and hold themselves. You know that they're peeved with you, for lack of any other word. So, what's on my needles? Well, I got a couple things on my needles. I always have stuff on my needles. I'm a knitter. You know, whether you're a crocheter or a knitter, you always have something on your needles. And I think that's true for most of us. I am not a monogamous knitter. I typically have numerous things on my needles. I have been trying to get some of my items off my needles that have been on the needles for quite some time, because after a while I notice they start calling my name and I start feeling guilty, because they're like, okay, I've been sitting here for a long time, you really need to finish me. So one of the items that I just finished is this sweater, and this sweater pattern came from Lion Brand. It is a free pattern on their website, and it is a cropped cardigan, ladies cardigan. I was really tickled. The pattern was very easy to follow. I have made a cardigan in the past, but I made it myself. I didn't have a pattern to go by, so this was my first pattern cardigan, and it's got raglan sleeves. It is a little bigger through the neck than I'd like for it to be, but that's okay. It was my first time. I knit it from beginning to end. I did a little bit of changing on the front edging. I didn't put a ribbing edging on it. I did a garter stitch edging on it, and then when I bound off the edging, I bound it off in an I-cord. And I really like the I-cord bind off. It's very nice. I haven't washed this or blocked it, and it doesn't need to be stretched out any because it's plenty big as it is. But I do want to work on the front of it where the front edging is with the bind off, the I-cord bind off, because it needs to be smoothed out and flattened. But other than that, it's great. It's 3/4 sleeves, and I like 3/4 sleeves because it's Florida. It's warm even when it's cool. So, you know, anything too heavy gets to be suffocating. That was made out of some cakes that I ordered online through, it was a Premier, and it was a cake, and it was like 5 cakes for $10. It was a really good buy. And anyhow, I used 4 of them maybe, or 3 of them to make this, so it was bulky weight. It's 5 weight, and I used a bigger needle. I always change the patterns around because I'm a big gal, and I don't like anything loose. I don't like anything fitting on me. I like my things loose, and I don't particularly do crop tops because I have a tummy, and I like for my tummy to be covered, so I usually have things longer. This is cute. I've tried it on and I was happy with it, so I continued to knit it, and I'm happy that I finished it. I'm real pleased with it. My Ziggy shawl by Joey Locatelli is still in the corner in timeout. I haven't finished it. I hear it calling my name. It's tired of being in the timeout, but I'm still not quite ready to pick it back up. For any of you who have put their projects in timeout, you understand what I'm saying. You know, it's just the way things are, because sometimes things just don't cooperate properly. I apologize for all the moving around. You know, until I started videoing, I didn't realize what all people have to go through just to get things set up to do a video. It's ridiculous. it's like I have my tablet sitting on this little tiny frame that is wooden and is not meant to hold a tablet or anything else. It's meant to hold just a little tiny picture with a plaque of some little cute saying on it. So it's like, yeah, and I've actually got several of the cute boxes like you buy at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's, and you put things in and they've got the magnetic front closures. I have several of those stacked up, and then some books stacked up, and then I have the tablet sitting on top of it. So, it can get you can be quite inventive to be able to get things set up for this sort of thing. Okay, let's see. I have a cowl that is finished. Actually, that's the bottom side of it, I believe, and this is the top side of it. It's a lacy leaf design. I knit this out of mandala. I always call it mandala, but I think it's mandala line brand yarn that came from Walmart, and I thought the colors were pretty. I like bright colors, and I remember as a kid and a teenager that I looked at my closet one time and I thought, everything in my closet is some shade of blue. Of course, I was a blue-eyed blonde, and I don't know, I just gravitated to colors, to the colors that are blue, and my wardrobe consisted of every blue color in the spectrum and no other colors. So as I've grown older, I've realized that I really do like colors, and I like bright colors, and I like pastels. I think they're so pretty. So I guess the saying is, the older I get, the bolder I get, and the louder I get when it comes to color wise anyhow. So another item that I just finished up is a cowl. This pattern is available on a website called Expression Fiber Arts, and Chandy is the designer. It's just a little 2x2 rib cowl. I did not use the yarn that she knitted it out of. I used some yarn that I've had sitting in my stash, and I used 3 different colors. One was a very fine, I mean, we're talking lace weight thread. I don't know if you can even see it. There. It's like thread. And it has fluff on it. So it's got a little bit of a haze. And then the other yarns, the other 2 yarns, are fingering weight. And they're a wool and alpaca nylon blend. One of them is a burgundy and the other one is a dark blue. And it's what I did was I held that really thin lace weight yarn with the burgundy color first and knit 3 inches of 2x2 rib, and then I dropped the burgundy and picked up the dark blue and held it with the lace weight thread and continued on with the blue, and then the last couple inches I switched back to the burgundy. So it's really pretty. It's a marled look, and I've never done the marled look before, and I really like it. I have to weave in my ends still. I was real happy how it fit. Let's see if I can put it on here. I like it because it's drapey, and even though it's 15 inches long, I liked the way that it sat. I'm not doing a very good job here. I apologize. I am not the hostess with the mostest in designing, but I wanted something that would be loose. I didn't want it to be all stuffed up around my neck and that I could do things with. And I haven't blocked this, so it can be tugged out and done whatever you want to with it. I think it called for, the original pattern called for 108 stitches cast on. I think I have about 180 on this one, and I did it because it's a different type of yarn and different weight yarn. And I think I used a different size needle as well. You know, I don't feel a need to have to follow rules all the time, at least when it comes to my knitting. Right? With other things I do, but with my knitting, I feel like I'm the boss of my knitting, as we all should be. Here is my Raina, I believe that's how it's called, pronounced, shawl. I have completed the entire pattern, and I am starting over at the beginning of the pattern, and so basically is what I'm doing. I'm doubling it. This is yarn that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and it is 60% cotton and 40% acrylic. It's 918 yards or 839 meters. They recommend a size 2 knitting needle, and it is Rainbow Rhapsody, and it's Gerbera Daisy Garden is the color, and I'm really liking it. It is very thin. It's probably I think it's a size 1. I have no doubt it's a size 1. It's very thin, but it's nice to knit with, and I really am enjoying it. So much that when I bought it, I think I bought 2 skeins of it, and then a couple weeks later I went back when they were having their 30% off sale at Hobby Lobby and picked up 2 more skeins, because I think I'm going to try to knit or crochet just a summer top out of it, because there is so much yardage. I can probably get a top out of 1 skein. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out, and if I do, and when I do, I will show it to you all. So that is on my needles, and my Ziggy is still on my needles. Oh, I have another shawl that is from Yarnspirations, and it's called the Asymmetrical Lace Knit Shawl. I know, right? What a name. It really is pretty. I apologize because I'm sure it's not showing up from what I can tell, but this part down here is lacy, and this up in here and around here is all garter stitch. So, and you start at the tip and expand out. But I'm knitting it, instead of knitting it on Caron yarn, the 1 pound ball, and that's what they knit it with, and a size 7 needle, I am knitting it on Loops and Threads from Michaels. They're wool-like yarn, and the color I'm using is kind of a rust pumpkin. So I'm just about to the point of starting the lace section on it. You start off with 1 stitch and you increase up to 134 stitches, and once you get to the 134 stitches you start the lace patterning on it. So I'm almost there. I knit until the wee hours of the morning last night and finally put it in my bag, and said it's time to quit with this. Most of us like project bags. I tend to utilize Ziploc bags that have the zippers on the bag. A lot of times the gallon size ones, because they're big enough that I can put a decent sized project in it, throw it in my bag, and take it with me for portable knitting. The other thing that I tend to do is, here in Florida, and I think this store is only in the state of Florida, it's called Tuesday Mornings, and I go and shop there from time to time, and it's kind of it's a discount closeout store, and this is a little bag that I bought, and it's actually a really nice bag. I bought 2, and I won't drag the other one over here to show, but I think I got this for like $6. It's got the little handle, the zipper, and it's got inside of it, it's got pockets, 2 pockets on the front side and on the back side of it on the interior. It's a nice bottom, and it's got cording around it, so it's nice and sturdy and stable. And it was like, it's for your makeup, okay? I found it in the, the beauty supply section of the store. And, I think it sold for $15 or $20 regularly, and I got it for $6. And I was like, oh, that is so me. I can use it for my knitting projects to put in there. So I bought it, and another one, and the other one actually has an initial embroidered on it, which is the initial of my last name. So that was nice. I also, just one moment, was in there recently, and Isaac Mizrahi, however you pronounce his last name. Anyhow, we know he's in the fashion world, okay? And he has decided to jump into the yarn world, okay? And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But anyhow, he had some bags, and I've seen some of these bags. And, they're a heavy nylon. They've got the zippers, and of course they're see-through because they're a stiff nylon net. But they can get quite pricey, and it came a 3-pack. This is the biggest one, and they were in 3 different sizes, and it was a 3-piece set. And I think it sold for like $30 or $40, and I picked it up for like $8 for the 3-piece set. And I was like, oh yes, I am right up to stuff. I got, cool name, top designer name to put my knitting in. So I put my notions and sometimes a sock project in it. They're versatile, so that's nice. So I know there's a lot of ladies that make just absolutely gorgeous project bags, and I ooh and ah over them all the time. Unfortunately, I'm not in the position to where I can buy them. I can just drool over them and appreciate the craftsmanship that was put into them, and wish them all the luck in the world, and that they have lots of sales, because they definitely do beautiful work. But I'm not able to do that, so to purchase them, so I improvise, and just have to think outside of the box. And there's a lot of things that are out there that are so cool in the knitting world and the crochet world, and we go, oh, I'd like to have that, but they're just unattainable for some of us that live on limited incomes. So we have to improvise, and I do. That's what I do. I improvise. So my saying is that I'm a big girl, but I can always find a pocketbook that fits just right and shoes that fit just right, and I can always find some yarn that's just right. So now I can find project bags that are just right for my knitting projects. And oh Lord, when I'm dead and gone, my kids are going to say, oh, what was my mama doing? But if you're like me, sometimes it's the knitting that has saved my sanity. And I saw one time that someone wrote, I knit because I'm knitting myself back together one stitch at a time. And I can actually relate to that, because at a young age I was diagnosed with heart issues and had a heart attack at the age of 45, and by the age of 55, I was having open heart surgery with a triple bypass, and it's just been one thing after another since then. So, and of course, you know, it's been the gallbladder, it's been a hernia repair, it's been abdominal aortic bypass, and it's been a my thyroid had to be removed. So on top of the heart stuff, then you start getting autoimmune problems, and of course I can't just have one. I can't just, you know, have the heart issue. I got to have all the others to go along with it. So it's been it hasn't been pleasant, to say the least, and it's been very difficult. And I'm so thankful for my mother, because she has been a rock in my world, that's for sure, and been there for me all through these difficult times. So you know, that's life. It doesn't always work out as we, you know, have it planned and think about. When we're young, we don't think about growing older, and we say, oh, you know, I don't need life insurance, I'm going to live forever, and you know, and I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that because I'm young and I can wait. Well, wrong, but that's okay. You know, we learn by our mistakes, right? And hopefully we make the adjustments that we need to make. So for those of you who have come back, I appreciate you coming back and watching again. For those of you who are new, thank you for taking your time to stop by and visit with me. I'd love to hear from each one of you. I do check the comments box to see if anybody has left any replies. I've been tickled to see that I have some subscribers, and I was like, oh, this is just too cool. There's people who actually like to hear what I have to talk about and see what I've got to show. So that was really, really fun. I actually had gotten to the point where I was like, yeah, no, this, you know, people just, you know, there's other people out there that do this. There's a lot of people out there that have video blogs, and they do beautiful work. I mean, they're so talented, and it's like a movie production. And I'm like, okay, I have an $80 tablet that has no photo editing software on it, and I downloaded an app so that hopefully I could give my videos a little zing or just a little bit of pizzazz. No, it doesn't work. It's extremely difficult to figure out. I'm not tech savvy anymore. I was in my younger years. I no longer am. I like to keep it simple, so therefore I do not take notes. I do not put links in below my videos. I don't know how with my tablet. I just try to keep it really basic and simple, and I apologize if the sound volume isn't just perfect and the lighting is not just perfect, but you know, I am simply just winging it and keeping it super simple and trying to enjoy it and have fun, and hopefully that, you know, there's people out there that will enjoy this and will come back again. So thank you for coming back. If you're not a new viewer, and if you're a new viewer, I hope you return again. And if you like my video, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you don't, you know, feel free to leave a comment. Just please be kind and not nasty. I figure we can all at least be nice, even if we don't agree on everything. So I am going to keep this video really short this go round. As I said, it is October, and I am so looking forward to some cooler weather. And I'm sure once it gets cold, I will be complaining and saying, oh, I can't wait until spring and summer because I'm so tired of being cold. Okay, it, you know, it doesn't change. It's the same old every year around for all of us. But and to all of those who have a birthday in October, I wish each and every one of you a very happy birthday, and I hope that your day is filled with joy and laughter and lots of love, and that you spend it with people that are important to you in your life. And as for me, I will be turning 61 on the 9th of this month, and I just can't believe I'm 61. Oh my goodness. So I remember 16 so well. I remember being 12, and I thought 61 was old. Well, you know, I'm here, and it's gonna be fun. I'm at the top of the hill, and I'm on my way, working my way down, and you know, hopefully I won't slip and slide. Hopefully I can keep my feet planted firmly on the ground and take sure-footed steps. So to each of you, I'm going to bid you a good day. Thank you so much for visiting with me and allowing me to be part of your life and your day. And I hope every one of y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. And be safe. Share a smile. It's contagious. When you smile, people can't help but smile back at you. And thank you. And from Yarn, Needles, and Life, this is Deborah signing off and saying, I will see you next month in November. Happy holidays. Happy fall, every one of you. Bye-bye.